are all waiting for you to make that one wrong move. It's like playing a battle royale game where every other player has an aimbot. Want to make a quick getaway? Better plan ahead, because launching yourself into the air isn't exactly instant. First, you need to climb to a suitable height, and we're talking about scaling a tree while wearing what's essentially a loose-fitting onesie. Then comes the actual launch, where you spread out your limbs and pray to the forest gods that you've calculated the trajectory correctly. Because here's the kicker. Once you're airborne, there's no turning back. That's right. Mid-air course corrections are about as possible as convincing a cat to take a bath. And just when you think you've got this gliding thing figured out, it's time to land. Remember those videos of beginning skydivers face planting into the ground? That's basically you, every single time. The forest floor might as well be covered in splat here targets, because predators have figured out exactly where you're going to land based on your launch point. It's like having a big neon sign above your head saying, "Free dinner, landing shortly." But hey, at least you can build a cozy home, right? Well, about that, you need to find the perfect tree that's both tall enough for a good launch and has a suitable cavity for nesting. It's like trying to find an affordable apartment in New York City, except the real estate agents are all trying to eat you. And once you do find that perfect spot, you've got to defend it from every other flying squirrel in the neighborhood who's also discovered your prime location. Got babies? Congratulations, you're now running the world's most dangerous flight school. Teaching your kids to glide is like teaching teenagers to drive, except instead of denting the car, a mistake means becoming owl food. The mortality rate for young flying squirrels learning to glide is higher than a coffee shop's prices during a shortage. And unlike regular squirrels that can scamper away at the first sign of danger, your kids need an advanced degree in geometry to calculate their escape route. Winter brings its own special kind of torture. That skin membrane that makes you so special? It's about as warm as a screen door in a submarine. While regular squirrels are cozied up in their fur-lined nests, you're basically wearing a windsock in a snowstorm. And summer? Hope you like being a furry solar panel, because that extra skin is now nature's heat trap. It's like wearing a black sweater to a beach in July. Stylish, but seriously impractical. So next time you see a flying squirrel gracefully gliding through the night sky, remember, behind that seemingly elegant flight is a creature dealing with more drama than a high school musical. They're out there every night, navigating a world that seems designed to make their lives as complicated as possible, all while making it look easy. Well, mostly easy. That crash landing you just witnessed? That was totally intentional. Probably. And if you thought being a flying squirrel was rough, just wait until you discover what it's like to be one of nature's most misunderstood dragons. But that's another story, and one that might make you appreciate your furry gliding lifestyle just a little bit more.
You're trapped, curled tight in an egg no bigger than a mango. For weeks you've been growing in darkness, packed alongside your siblings in a moist hidden nest. The air is warm, sticky, and reeks of damp earth, a smell you don't yet know means survival. Then, with a sudden crack, your world splits open. Congratulations, you're born. But don't get too excited. Your mother? She's long gone, slithering back to the swamp weeks ago. Your siblings? They're scrambling, scattering into the underbrush like marbles spilled from a bag. And you? You're 2 feet of squishy, slimy baby snake, wobbling into a world that's already trying to eat you. Above, the sharp cry of a harpy eagle cuts through the trees. You freeze. You don't know what an eagle is, but something deep inside you whispers, "Run," or "Slither." Whatever you can do it now. You've made it to the water, your first safe haven. But it's not really safe, is it? Your instincts scream to stay still as the cold mud presses against your belly. The water is murky, smelling of rotting vegetation and fish. It feels safe enough until something brushes your tail. Is it just a stick? A curious fish? Or, oh no, is it a caiman? Here's the deal. In this jungle, everything bigger than you thinks you're a snack. Caimans, jaguars, herons. They're all lining up for the all-you-can-eat baby snake buffet. Only 1 in 10 of your siblings will survive these first weeks. Those aren't great odds. But if you're lucky, if you're fast, if you're clever, you'll dodge the jaws long enough to get bigger. Bigger snakes don't get eaten, usually. Fast forward. You've made it past the first few months and you're starting to grow. 6 feet long and counting. But growing comes with a cost. Food. A lot of food. You can't live off tadpoles and tiny fish anymore. You need something bigger. You wait, motionless, your body blending perfectly with the murky water. Patience is everything. The jungle is alive with sounds, chirping frogs, rustling leaves, the distant roar of a howler monkey. And then, there it is. A capybara, waddling right to the riverbank. Your muscles tense. Every instinct tells you to strike. In a flash, you lunge forward, wrapping around the capybara before it can even squeal. Your coils tighten, pressing the life out of it with terrifying efficiency. It's over in minutes. But here's the thing. You're not celebrating. That meal? It's just enough to keep you alive for now. And it'll be weeks, maybe months before you find something this big again. Until then, it's back to dodging predators and hunting small fry.
Now you're a giant, a true apex predator. At 20 feet long and nearly 200 pounds, you're the heavyweight champion of the swamp. No jaguar is dumb enough to mess with you now. And caimans? They're not the hunters anymore. They're dinner. But life at the top isn't as easy as it looks. You're big, sure, but big means slow. Dragging yourself on land feels like pulling a wet blanket across a gravel road, and hunting takes more energy than ever. Every meal has to count, or you'll starve. Then comes mating season. You're not just hunting prey anymore. You're hunting love, or something like it. If you're a male, you'll join a mob of suitors chasing after a single female, forming what scientists call a breeding ball. Basically, a writhing, chaotic snake mosh pit. For days you'll compete, twisting and squeezing, hoping to be the one who passes on your genes. If you're the female, congratulations. You're the prize. But mating comes with a price. Once it's over, you'll go months without eating as your body focuses entirely on producing eggs. And if you don't find food soon after laying them, well, let's just say the swamp doesn't hand out medals for being a mom.
As the years creep on, the jungle starts to take its toll. Your muscles weaken. Your strikes, once lightning fast, are slower now. Hunting becomes harder. Prey escapes more often than it should. One day, you find yourself too weak to move. You retreat into the cool embrace of the water, where the mud cradles your tired body. The jungle doesn't stop for you. It never did. But in your final moments, you become part of the cycle once again. So, why does it suck to be born as a giant anaconda? Because from the moment you hatch, life is a game of survival. It's brutal, unforgiving, and often lonely. Sure, you might grow to dominate the swamp, but every victory is hard fought. And in the end, even the biggest predator is just another piece of the jungle's endless puzzle. But hey, if you think life as a giant anaconda is rough, wait until you hear about horses. Let's just say, some creatures have it even worse. You're a newborn horse. You've been in the dark, cozy world of your mother's womb for months, floating in amniotic bliss. Suddenly, bam! You're rudely evicted into a cold, chaotic, loud mess of a world. Your first breath hits your lungs like icy fireworks, and everything smells intense. There's the earthy scent of mud, the sharp tang of sweat from your exhausted mother, and something else. Panic. Because here's the thing. Being born as a horse isn't just an entrance. It's a trial by fire.
Before you've even figured out how to blink, the universe hits you with your first impossible task. Stand up. You wobble, your spindly legs flailing like badly assembled scaffolding, and gravity is not on your side. Your knees buckle. You faceplant into the dirt, and whoops, your mother nudges you, urging you to hurry up. Why the rush? Oh, just predators. You know, wolves, coyotes, big cats with sharp teeth and zero chill. Out here, if you don't stand, you're a snack. Finally, after what feels like an eternity of embarrassment, you're up. Congratulations, you're alive. For now, but don't get too comfortable. The rest of your life? It's not exactly smooth sailing.
Fast forward a few weeks, you're still a foal, but now you've mastered the art of running. And thank goodness, because you'll need it. If you're in the wild, life is basically a track meet where the losers get eaten. A rustle in the bushes, time to bolt. A shadow in the sky, sprint. No time to smell the flowers. You are the flowers. But it's not just predators you have to worry about. Food, that's a daily battle too. You're fighting for your mom's milk while dodging the cranky older horses in the herd.
There's always that one grumpy mare who doesn't like your face and will gleefully chase you away from the good grass. And don't forget the weather. Torrential rain turns everything into a swamp. Summers are blistering, and winters, they bite harder than the wolves. If you're a domestic horse, things might seem better. You're warm, well-fed, and humans fawn over you like you're a living teddy bear. But hold your horses, there's a catch. Humans, as it turns out, have plans. Big plans. And none of them include letting you just live your life.
By the time you're a yearling, the stakes are higher. If you're wild, you're starting to figure out your place in the herd. Maybe you're a young stallion dreaming of the day you'll win your own band of mares. Spoiler, it's going to hurt. Stallion fights are no joke. Hooves fly, teeth snap, and the air is filled with the metallic tang of blood and sweat. Win, and you might lead a herd. Lose, and you're banished. A lone wanderer, vulnerable and bitter, like the horse version of a washed-up action star.
Domestic life, you ask? Oh, it's different. By now, humans have probably decided what you're going to be. A racehorse, a show jumper, or maybe a workhorse. Sounds glamorous, right? Wrong. If you're a racehorse, your training starts early. Tiny humans with whips climb on your back, yelling things like faster, as if your knees aren't screaming in protest. If you're lucky, you'll win races, but even champions wear out. And when you do, well, let's just say retirement plans for horses aren't exactly generous.
Adulthood hits like a freight train. If you're wild, the world is a constant struggle for survival. Water dries up, grass disappears, and predators get bolder. Injuries don't heal, they just become part of you. A limp here, a scar there. Each one tells a story of a fight you barely won. For domestic horses, adulthood isn't much kinder. The workload piles up. You might spend your days pulling carts, jumping fences, or racing at breakneck speeds. The humans? They expect you to perform no matter how tired you are or how much your back aches. And speaking of aches, there's nothing like a bad saddle to make your day worse. It pinches, rubs, and digs into your skin, leaving sores that sting with every step. Then there's loneliness. Horses are herd animals. They crave companionship, but many spend their lives isolated in stalls, staring at walls and wondering where their friends went. It's enough to make any horse go a little stir-crazy. As the years pass, age catches up with you. Your teeth wear down until chewing feels like trying to eat steak with a pair of chopsticks. Arthritis creeps into your joints, turning every step into a test of endurance. If you're wild, the herd might leave you behind. The ultimate betrayal after a lifetime of loyalty. You're on your own, struggling to find food, water, and safety. If you're a domestic horse, your fate depends on your owner. Maybe they'll love you enough to let you live out your days in peace. Or maybe you'll end up in a grim place, surrounded by desperate neighs and the sharp smell of fear. In the end, being born as a horse is a life of relentless challenges. From the moment you take your first shaky steps to your final breath, it's a battle. A beautiful, heart-wrenching, awe-inspiring battle. So next time you see a horse galloping across a field, remember, that freedom isn't free. It's earned, step by painful, magnificent step. And if you thought a horse's life was tough, wait until you hear about the poor, misunderstood T-Rex. Trust us, you won't want to miss what we have to say about that.